I'm Dr. Rebecca Bowling, Director of the James T. and Virginia M. Drescher Center for the Humanities and Associate Professor of History. I'm honored to serve as your MC today. With me on the stage this afternoon are a number of special friends of the university. The Honorable James Smith, Jr., Baltimore County Executive. The Honorable John Sarbanes, representing Maryland's 3rd Congressional District. Mr. Clifford Kendall, Chair of the University System of Maryland Board of Regents. Dr. William Kerwin, Chancellor of the University System. Dr. Freeman Hrabowski, President of UMBC. Dr. Elliot Hirshman, UMBC's Provost and Senior Vice President. Dr. John Jeffries, Dean of the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. Mr. Anderson Wells, a Linehan Artist Scholar and sophomore at UMBC, majoring in theater. And Miss Catherine Pasqualoni, a junior humanities scholar, majoring in ancient studies. And joining us very soon will be the Honorable Governor Martin O'Malley. First, I'd like to ask you to join me in welcoming UMBC President Dr. Freeman Hrabowski. And I have to tell you, one of the nightmares of speaking at UMBC is if you have to follow Dr. Hrabowski in speaking. He's such a dynamic speaker that it's always a tough act to follow. Well, I was at first relieved that I was going first. And then I realized that not only am I going first, but I keep having to follow him. So here we go.
All right. Yeah. This is an incredible day to see our students and alumni and others, but I want to start by thanking some people who made a big difference. Where is Secretary Eloise Foster? Would you give her a hand, Secretary of Budget? Where is Secretary Foster? She's around here somewhere. Yeah, I really want to thank her. I really do for support. And then I want to take time and talk about two people together. I want to talk about our own Delegate Ed Case-Meyer and our own Delegate Adrian Jones, our graduate. Two people who have led other elected officials in helping us in writing letters, in asking me questions, and they belong to us. Give them both a hand. Give them both a hand. Let them both stand. Ed Case-Meyer and Adrian Jones. Really mean that. Really mean that. Thank you very much. You know, people don't have to give you support, and when they go out of their way to support you, it makes a big difference. And then we got people right here, others right here in our neighborhood, and I want to make sure we thank them. Delegate Malone is here, and Delegate Du Bois, and our own John Carden. Would you all stand, please? I'm very proud of all of you. I also want to surprise him and ask Matt Gallagher, wherever he is, to stand, because he's always taking my calls. Where's the governor's chief of staff? Give him a hand, would you please? He's always getting emails from me. I appreciate that, Matt. I really do. You know, a lot of people help you out. And then County Councilman Kevin Kimenetz is here. We are very proud neighbor. Where is he? Kevin, would you please stand? And the next county executive, very proud. Very proud. Very proud. And then I want to take time and ask Earl Linehan, Linehan Artist Scholars. Where's Earl Linehan? Please stand. Some of you know that he's given us a lot. He and Daryl give us so much support, and what's really nice, they're getting ready to go to China, and they're going to look up one of the Linehan scholars who's in China. Give him another hand for that. It's very nice. And then somebody that really brings tears to my eyes because I'm so proud of her and I think about her husband, our own beloved Jenny Drescher and her children, Jim and Jeff and Jenny. Where are you? The Drescher family, the entire Drescher family. Would you all please stand? Would you all of you please stand? Please. Really sweet. It's really nice. The Drescher Humanities Scholars, very special. I have to tell you that when Jim Sr. died, Jim Jr. took me up to the coffin, and there was Jim Sr. in the coffin with a UMBC pin on his lapel. It was really special, the humanities in the best possible way. Let me now ask my bosses, the Board of Regents, to stand, please, with all the members of the Board of Regents, chaired by Cliff Kendall. We're very proud of all of them. Very thankful, because we go through that curing process, we have to do it, and then my best friend, Brick Curran, my tennis partner and mathematician, who really gives us a lot of support. A lot of support. Thank you. All these people have worked with us in this process. One person you may not know about who's helped us with so much in the arts in the state of Maryland, and she builds and builds excitement. Mary Ann Mears somewhere. Where is Mary Ann? Give Mary Ann Mears a hand for all that she does. And I always know I'm leaving out people, and they'll tell me who you are, and I'll come back to you, so don't worry. But in the meantime, I want our beloved county executive at this point, Jim Smith, who's given us so much support in so many ways, to come and talk about creativity and what he's done for this university. Thank you all. Jim Smith.
Does he know how to celebrate or what? I mean, come on. It's not just the speeches, it's the enthusiasm, it's the spirit. And this is a wonderful day for Baltimore County, and it's a particularly wonderful day for the southwest area of Baltimore County, as we're going to break ground on this new UMBC Performing Arts and Humanities building. You know, we in the county are really extremely fortunate to have an outstanding institution of higher learning like UMBC in the heart of our southwest communities. President Freeman Hrabowski is a treasure, and under his leadership, this university has become recognized throughout the nation and beyond as a world leader in engineering and science education. We are also fortunate to have a governor, Martin O'Malley, who is committed to giving UMBC and all of Maryland's public colleges the support they need to thrive. The people of Baltimore County and all of Maryland are really extremely grateful that the governor has made education K through 12 and at the college level a top priority of his administration. And today is another example of his commitment. UMBC is renowned for its science and engineering programs, but the arts and humanities are just as important to a successful education, and this building acknowledges that reality. As UMBC says in the program for today's event, the arts and humanities connect us all by helping us understand the nature of the human condition and the broader cultural and social constructs that make up our lives. This could not be more true. And as an English major, I particularly appreciate the sentiment. There's an important interplay between the arts and humanities and engineering and science. Both are needed for the creativity and critical innovation that drive our communities forward. This new facility will help bring those disciplines together here at UMBC, and in doing so, will benefit the students of the school and our county and state for years to come. Moreover, this Performing Arts and Humanities building will be an asset to the Baltimore County community, especially Catonsville, the Southwest, in a much more immediate sense. The cultural contributions that will take place in this building will be a wonderful support to the renaissance that is well underway here. Soon, anyone will be able to experience excellent dining in Catonsville's new Restaurant Row, and then in mere minutes, take in an outstanding play or concert at UMBC in this beautiful new state-of-the-art building. On behalf of the people of Baltimore County, I thank Governor O'Malley, the Maryland General Assembly, and the leaders, our new chair of Budget and Tax, Ed Casemeyer, and our Speaker Pro Tem, Adrian Jones, and all of the delegates and senators in the General Assembly. I thank Freeman Hrabowski and everyone here at UMBC for working together to make this groundbreaking possible. And I look forward to the ribbon cutting for this wonderful new facility.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. I am pleased to introduce Dr. John Jeffries, the Dean of the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, the college which encompasses all of the departments and programs that will make their home in this new building.
I really must say that I've never been as happy to see a giant hole in the ground, giant mounds of dirt, and big noisy machines as I've been this summer. Because in just a few years, this site will be transformed into our long-sought Performing Arts and Humanities building. The building will house the departments of theater, music, dance, English, philosophy, and ancient studies, and it will house as well the James T. and Virginia M. Dresser Center for the Humanities, the Linehan Artist Scholars Program, and the Humanities Scholars Program. The building is going to be of fundamental importance to the teaching, learning, research, and creative activity of our students and our faculty. Partly because of the location of the English department in the new building and 3 modern writing labs, most UMB students will have classes in this building. The new proscenium theater, the concert hall, the dance studio, and other facilities will give our talented art students spaces that will significantly enhance their education and enable them to contribute all the more to the state as artists, entrepreneurs, teachers, and a variety of other capacities. The faculty going into the building will at last have facilities appropriate to their talents as teachers, artists, and scholars. As has been indicated by Mr. Smith, research on this campus entails much more than simply science and technology. Indeed, the research in the arts and humanities and social sciences are equally impressive. Our arts and humanities faculty contributed to our impressive rankings nationally and have won major competitive awards, including Fulbright scholarships, Guggenheim fellowships, and awards from the National Endowment for the Humanities and the National Endowment for the Arts. Books are published by prestigious presses across the country. Theater, dance, and music faculty perform on regional, national, and international stages, from the Kennedy Center to the Smithsonian and around the country, indeed, around the world. As just one telling example, our theater department has been invited to the prestigious American College Theater Festival more than any theater department in the country but one. And by design, the building will also foster interdisciplinary collaboration among both students and faculty that's so essential to modern universities. Finally and significantly, the very presence and visibility of this gorgeous new building will make the crucial point that UMBC is a university with strengths across the academic spectrum, from the arts and humanities and social sciences to the natural sciences, engineering, and information technology. I would like to thank a number of people who've been crucial to the planning and now the construction of the building. Working with the folks from William Rahn and Associates and Grimm and Parker in designing the building has amounted to one of the most stimulating and enlightening seminars I've been part of in a long academic career. And I want to thank Bill Rahn, and Cliff Gailey, and Mark Oldham, and Sue Haynes for all they've brought to it. Our construction firm, Whiting Turner, was also part of the planning, and I thank Patty Carper and Chuck Konkolix. From our campus, I thank Lynn Schaefer, Terry Cook, Joe Rexing, Vicki Miller, Wendy Salkind, Tony Marrera, and the several department chairs and program directors who are so instrumental in the planning and design. And of course, Freeman, for his tireless advocacy for the building. Former Provost Art Johnson also played a major role in bringing us to this point. We can now, as Executive Smith said, look forward to the ribbon cutting, just 2 years away, when phase 1 of this wonderful new building will be formally opened. It will be a landmark building, not just for the departments moving into it, not just for the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, but for the entire university and the surrounding communities. We can scarcely wait for that day. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Of course, the most important scholarly audience for any kind of creative and research work that our faculty do is our students. Faculty at UMBC excel at inspiring students to explore their ideas through research and creative expression. Hundreds of students each year present their own original work at our Undergraduate Research and Creative Achievement Day. And students publish their own research journal, the UMBC Review, and the literary magazine, Bartleby. These opportunities for hands-on learning support student success in the classroom and in the world beyond our campus. The critical thinking skills and creativity that will be nurtured in this building make our students better problem solvers and leaders as they move forward in whatever professions they choose. The new Performing Arts and Humanities building is so central to our academic mission that we anticipate almost all of our students attending classes there. In fact, this year's freshmen and sophomores will be among the first students to enjoy the new facility when Phase 1 opens its doors in fall 2012, so less than 2 years away. We are delighted to have one of those sophomore students with us today. Anderson Wells is a Linehan Artist Scholar, a sophomore who has just been accepted into our Bachelor of Fine Arts program in theater. He plans to pursue a career in acting after graduation. Welcome, Mr. Wells.
Thank you, Dr. Bowling. I'm honored to be here today to represent the many students who will benefit from the new Performing Arts and Humanities building, and would like to thank Governor O'Malley and the many elected officials here for their support of UMBC. I am so very excited, as is every Linehan artist and humanities scholar and UMBC student, about the arrival of the new building. Now that construction has begun, I can't wait to perform on the new stage in 2 years when I'm a senior. I know that having an opportunity to learn in this new space will make a profound difference for my undergraduate experience. For all of us who are students, this is a very joyous occasion. We know that our teachers will benefit from new spaces for their research and creative endeavors, and that people throughout the region will visit our campus to enjoy the performances and lectures. But those of us who are students, just beginning to explore our own creative work and potential perhaps stand to benefit the most. UMBC students in every academic discipline will now have the opportunity to learn and experience the arts and humanities in a facility that is both beautiful and technologically advanced. Thank you once again.
Thank you, Anderson. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Chancellor William Kerwin, who this year received the prestigious 2010 TIAA-CREF Theodore M. Hesburgh Award for exceptional leadership and commitment to higher education and contributions to the greater good. We also want to thank Chancellor Kerwin and his system colleagues for their strong and steady support of our new building.
Thank you. Rebecca, thank you very much for the introduction, and it is certainly an honor for me to join my friend Freeman Hrabowski, Governor Martin O'Malley, members of the Board of Regents,
members of the UMBC family, and so many other friends and supporters of this great university as we break ground on UMBC's state-of-the-art Performing Arts and Humanities building. I've always held that the value of colleges and universities is not just about educating people for success in the workplace. An appreciation of art, exposure to literature, and insight into philosophy are indispensable aspects of a civilized society. We have an obligation to make sure our graduates have both the skill they need to compete in the workplace and the cultural and intellectual underpinnings necessary for an enlightened and progressive society. This is an obligation UMBC has clearly embraced. I also want to note that this building will be the first LEED certified building at UMBC, further underscoring UMBC's commitment to sustainability. Many people are responsible for making this day possible. At the top of this list, however, is Freeman Hrabowski. Freeman has been absolutely relentless, indefatigable in promoting the need for the building with me, the regents, the governor, the General Assembly, and frankly, anyone else who he could engage about the building. So here was Mr. Technology dazzling everyone with his eloquence and passion for supporting the arts and humanities. It was a powerful message and obviously very, very successful. So Freeman, all of us want to extend our heartfelt congratulations to you for making your and the campus's dreams for this facility come true. Now I have the great honor of introducing a tremendous friend to higher education and a person who had to listen to Freeman expound on the need for the building probably more than anyone else. I speak, of course, about Governor O'Malley. We all know that Governor O'Malley has made support for higher education a cornerstone of his administration. Just consider, during the worst economic environment since the Great Depression, and unlike essentially every other governor in America, he protected higher education from budget cuts, recognizing as he does that education is an area for investment, not retrenchment. He proposed and enacted for the first time in the history of this state a dedicated funding stream specifically targeted for higher education, the Higher Education Investment Fund. And he worked closely with the system to keep tuition flat for in-state undergraduate students the first 3 years of his administration, and to hold tuition to a very modest 3% increase this year. In doing so, this man is responsible for Maryland going from the sixth highest tuition state in the nation to the 23rd highest in just 3 years. As I travel around the country and talk about what our governor has done for higher education, people look at me with a combination of awe and envy. Governor, we simply cannot adequately thank you for the support you have given to higher education and for the leadership you have provided in making Maryland the nation's best educated state and a leader in building a knowledge-based economy. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our nation's true education governor, Martin O'Malley.
Thanks very much. This is a fun day, isn't it? This is a great announcement. I cannot tell you how many wonderfully enjoyable minutes, sometimes seem like hours, that I spent with Freeman Hrabowski talking about the importance of this building, his vision for the future. It is great to be here at UMBC, U.S. News and World Report's #1 up-and-coming national university. You know, leadership matters, and leadership can become such a positive force. And you see that here on this campus with Freeman Hrabowski. And that's why people are excited to come to UMBC. That's why we're all excited to be here today. And I want to thank Britt Kerwin for all of his leadership as well. This man's recognized around the country as one of the premier chancellors of any university system. Leadership matters. County Executive Smith, thank you for everything that you've done to support the importance of this university and everything that goes on around it. County Executive nominee Kevin Kamenetz is with us as well, as Delegate DeBoy, Delegate Malone, Senator Ed Casemeyer, who cares so much about this campus. And we have a couple of alumni here, John Carton, who I thought I saw John over there, and Adrian Jones, well-placed alumni. Ed Casemeyer, who represents this area, is now the chair of Budget and Tax on the Senate side, and Adrian Jones has responsibility over all of the capital budget on the House side. So some might call that leadership and alignment. Others might call it triangulation. But the truth is, we're here today because we understand as a people that our ability to create jobs and to create new opportunities all depends on our ability to have the most highly skilled, highly educated, and most creative workforce in America. And that's the students, all of you who are around the periphery of this tent, are really the people that this is all about. Our state is now creating jobs at twice the national rate of job creation, and we need to keep doing that. But the only way we will is if we continue to be leaders in developing the skills, the education, the talents of our people. That's our mission, and that's probably this is some very tangible evidence of the truth that in difficult times, the people of our state don't make excuses. We make progress. We move forward, not back. We know that the future is ahead of us. It is not behind us. And that's why we're building this building. 326 full-time jobs, a LEED certified facility, because we're leaders not only in developing the skills of our people, but also the sustainability of the manner in which we live. The arts, humanities, the STEM disciplines of science, technology, engineering, and math, all of those interconnect in creative and innovative ways because of art, because of our ability to use both sides of our brain, if you will, to there's this book written by Daniel Pink talks about the whole new mind and the importance of being able to think not only deductively but also conceptually, to see how all of these things are connected to others. I know that that's why the regents who are here with us, Jim Shea and Tom McMillan and Frank Kelly and Cliff Kendall, the chair of our Board of Regents, I know that's why they give of their time. I know that's why all of you give of your time. This is an important step forward. It's been said that there's an instinct in us for newness, for renewal, for a liberation of creative power. But God also demands of us a certain creative consent. He demands that we move forward, that we make the investments believing that our best days are ahead of us. And they are. They are. Look what's happening at this university. This is a microcosm of what's best about Maryland, that we move forward, not back. We invest in the future, the talents and the skills of our people. Thanks very much.
Appreciation for your support of the new Performing Arts and Humanities building. One of our humanities scholars, Catherine Pasqualoni, a junior majoring in ancient studies, will present you with a gift on behalf of the UMBC community. Ms. Pascaloni has just returned from a 2-month-long archaeological dig in Israel and plans to pursue a career in archaeological conservation or field archaeology.
This epigram, based on one written by the ancient Roman poet Martial, who was the Emperor of Rome from 81 to 96, and to commend the public works of Domitian. I'm sorry. Let me start over. This epigram, based on one written by the ancient poet Martial, to commend the public works of the Emperor Domitian, who was emperor from 81 to 96, was selected by Dr. Marilyn Goldberg, chair of the Ancient Studies Department, and it was adapted for this occasion by Dr. J. Freeman. Governor, if you would join me at the podium. First in Latin. Astra polumque pia, praefecte acapisti nunc, discendi mira qui struis arte domum, si Marilandia ducis aides ad condendas criet, eam ducis consilio solito. And in English, Governor, you who with wondrous skill construct a house of learning, now have understood the stars and the heavens. If Maryland leads the way toward founding buildings for the learned, you will lead her with customary planning.
I just want to take this occasion to, I am a historian, to remark on, it is exactly to the day 3 years since the Drescher Center for the Humanities was founded. And it's a coincidence that this is today, but I want to give special thanks as the director of that center to the Drescher family. Thank you.
We also want to thank Senator Ben Cardin. Jerome Stevens is here representing him. With Jerome, give Jerome a hand, would you please? Thank you. Governor, and to the members of the board, and to all of our wonderful elected officials. This is a young campus, and when the state shows this kind of confidence in us, when the regents show this kind of confidence in us, more and more people in our communities see what's going on, and as our students go out and thrive and do so well, it makes a big difference. And the names Linehan and the name Drescher are very special on this campus. We are still growing to the point, Governor, when we'll have alumni who can afford to give a lot, but it is significant that it was in Israel that I had a chance to talk with Earl and Darielle Linehan, and they kept talking about the Baltimore School for the Arts, Governor, and I kept talking about UMBC. And they kept talking about the Baltimore School for the Arts in the arts, and I kept talking about UMBC in the arts. And before it was all over, these people were giving us millions of dollars to create Linehan Artist Scholars. Give Earl and Darielle a Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And then, Governor, I went up and I visited with Jim Drescher in Harford County, senior, Jim Drescher's senior. And Jenny knows this story well, as do his kids. And I was told that Jim was thinking I might ask him for a couple of $100,000 or something. This was some years ago. And somehow I got up enough nerve, Governor, and I asked him for that first $1 million. And he looked at me and he laughed. And I said, Jim, why are you laughing at me? And he said something that touched my heart, and it will touch yours. He said, Freeman, if you had any idea how poor I was as a kid, you would understand that all I could wish for now is that my mother was alive to see somebody thinking I was rich enough to ask for $1 million. Within a matter of weeks, he brought all of his children to this campus, his adult children to this campus. They talked with us about the humanities, and they gave us that, and they've given us much more since then. Give the Drescher family and my beloved Jenny a hand, please. Really very nice. And so I know, and I'm planting this seed with all of my alumni, that the day will come when one of you will be rich enough that we will put your name on this building, all right? I'm planting the seed. The governor and the elected officials gave us the money to get it started, and we want somebody with a name. Keep that thought. Somebody will be rich enough to do that. But I want to close with two statements. One by, again, our beloved Virginia Drescher, who in a biography recently said that she wants her family's foundation, and I want the elected officials to hear this, to continue focusing on this Baltimore area to give substantial support in education and music. She said, because giving locally means being able to see firsthand the results and the difference it can make in the lives of people. And for my colleagues in the arts, she said this: I think music is magic. It is soothing, it is uplifting, it is entertaining, it is spiritual, it is healing. You know, I was coming from the Symphony Gala the other night, and I thought about this building and the support we get from the state, and it occurred to me that the arts and humanities really are the soul of our society, the soul of this campus, that we teach people how to live. We think about how to teach people the values they need in a society when it's going well and when it's not going well. The reason our governor, Senator Casemeyer, Delegate Jones, and others can say, let's support this, is that they understand that in the worst of times, we need to remember what it means to be human. And so today, we celebrate the state of Maryland. We celebrate our leader, Governor O'Malley, and all the elected officials. We celebrate the Board of Regents. We celebrate the excellent faculty and students at UMBC. We celebrate the arts and humanities. Thank you all. It's a great day.
I'd like to extend a special thank you to our wonderful musicians today who played earlier on. The UMBC Jazz Ensemble, directed by Matt Belzer, Director of Jazz Studies. And now the actual groundbreaking is going to begin, and it's going to begin in pre-assigned waves. Now, some of you received color-coded cards. Now, I thought the biggest challenge was having to perhaps follow Freeman. I think the biggest challenge is for me to understand how these cards work, so bear with me. I think there's only 3 people, I believe, with yellow cards. Is that correct? Blue. The blue? Okay. You should have a card. Okay. You have a blue card. Okay. See, this is the fun. Okay. Yes, so I want the first wave together with those with blue cards to come together and...
Are we ready? Okay, now, what we're going to do is this. On the count of 3, excuse me, everybody, on the count of 3, I want everybody to say UMBC. And the C gives a nice smile, all right? You got that? 1, 2, 3. UMBC. One more time. This time, on the count of 3, I want everybody to say money, because it also gives a nice smile, all right? Ready for this? 1, 2, 3. Money! See that smile? Thank you. That's next. Count of 3. Humanities. See that smile? 1, 2, 3. Humanities.
Thank you all very much for coming. Yay!